The activity in front of the Brook. Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Beverly in at the point. And for Brooklyn, we've got Jordan. Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving at the two-guard spot. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Nobody near George. No good from outside. One-on-one here. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Jordan. Irving's got his second bucket of the night.
Out in transition, Kyrie finds his spot down the court. Finishes the job.
Here now, the Clippers. 4-point game. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Clippers ball. George passes to Leonard. George against Irving. Passes it to Zubac. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. Shot from the wing. It's hauled in by Zubac. And George, here we go. And Leonard gets it to go.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Outside Irving. Jordan the pass to Durant. It's not going to go for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. To the middle. On the wing, Morris. Guarded by Harris. Morris passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
And an excellent pass by Morris. A guy known for his finishing ability, but he also has the skills to facilitate.
Now here's Harden. Jordan the pass to Durant. Jordan controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You've got to hand it to DeAndre. His relentless approach on the boards, paying dividends.
George looking around. Right side Leonard. Launches a three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Leonard's got 5 points so far. No doubt, Greg, you were known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul, I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. And the jam by Harden.
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
Clippers trail by 3. Outside, George to the inside. Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. In the corner, Harden. 1:09 left in the first quarter. And it's good for 2. He has 6.
Superb at finishing through contact. Harden is just so elusive and creative on those strong drives.
Harden against George. Over Harden. George, no good.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
Clippers trail by 3. Morris passes to George. Harden with the defensive effort. And now here's Durant, the fast break opportunity. Harden, that's good.
I will say this about his shooting stroke. It's pure when he's got it going. Perfect so far this quarter.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's George, and he uses the glass on the layup.
With his great length and skill, Paul George has no trouble getting points in the paint.
Harden surveying the D. Durant in the corner, fires from deep, buries it from three-point range.
He has such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
The nuances that Kawhi has added to his game. That time, the little up fake.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
And he's got his first free throw. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. Brooklyn ahead. Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverley about his throwback.
Old school basketball, you know.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverley may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
Durant is out there with Green. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Griffin. And it's Brown in a shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Now here's Durant. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Cousins, the pass to Kennard. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Kennard's got his first points in this one.
One of the best passers at the center position. Just another way Cousins affects scoring.
Over in the corner, Green. And here is KD. He has 5. Greg, his scores go. Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing.
Kennard's shot is off. And so Brown will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets, leading by 5. And again, no good by Brooklyn. To the paint, here's Batum, and it's sent back by KD.
The standing reach of a center, the mobility of a guard. No wonder Durant sent that one back.
Irving against Kennard. 14 feet away. And again, it's the Nets missing. Clippers trail by 5. Floats it up for Cousins. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
That takes poise, patience, and vision. Great pass by Kevin Durant.
Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And James Harden has subbed in for Irving. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Rondo's checked in. Now here's Cousins. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Nets leading by 6. Harden outside. Kicks it to Harris. From deep. It's good from long range. Harris has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Cousins finds Jackson. Back to Cousins. Over Claxton. It's hauled in by Claxton. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Green dishes to Harden. Harris looking it over. Fires the 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple. How the passion in New York is a pro sports city, Greg, is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it. It's just kind of what your personal preference is.
You called it, partner, and I have seen it happen both ways.
Oh, I bet. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Green. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Leonard, he's checked in for Luke Kennard. And George is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Leonard on the wing. George against Harden. Zubac trying to break loose. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from George.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Harris against Morris. Lets it go from deep. Harris, no good. Outside, George. Here's Morris. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Harden. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
James Harden was the man in the first. He had 8 points and 1 assist. And that'll do it.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the point guard position. And it's the Clippers with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn, George passes to Morris, and Morris throws it down.
And the thing about Morris, doesn't have the big vertical, but tenacious once he gets around the rim.
Harden against George. Now here's Harden. He's tightly guarded, and easy 2 points on the layup. Harden's got 10 points in the game. Clippers trail by 7. Outside, George. Down low. Here's Zubats. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
On the wing, Irving. Yep, it counts.
What's nice about this in-between area for Kyrie, compared to going to the rim, he has a little more room to get his shot off.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back three, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a two-move torture chamber.
Here is Harden. The Clippers getting the bucket. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. So for the Nets, Blake Griffin. He's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Green in for Joe Harris. Outside Durant, the Nets working the ball around now. That shot by Griffin, no good. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention four-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
Now Kevin Durant, after the missed three from Reggie Jackson.
Firing on all cylinders here in the third. Only one miss in 5 attempts.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Cousins inside. KD's on him. Here's Mann, down to 5 on the shot clock. No good with the triple. And KD's got the ball here for Brooklyn. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Harden, that's good.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Clippers trail by 9. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Lays it up off the glass. Jackson's got his first points of the game.
Able to switch gears at a moment's notice. Jackson beating his man off the dribble.
Outside, KD. Misses the three.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
Batum, good. Batum's got his second bucket.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
We've got 1:13 left in the third. Harden, and it's Harden slamming it down.
And this is how a floor leader makes a statement. Harden just put the other team on notice.
Outside Jackson. Floats one. Rebound, Brooklyn. Irving passes to Green. Griffin kicks to Harden. Outside for Durant. Here's Irving. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. Durant's got his fourth assist in this one. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Kennard. Outside, Batum. Over Green. No good there off the double clutch. Nets leading by 9.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yes, you do, but it's a dilemma. If you get a great look earlier in the clock, do you take it?
And it is easy to get spoiled watching Harden. He's had so many games like this in his career, but you still got to appreciate what he does.
Here's Mann, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. There. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Brown. He's out there with Harden. Joe Harris is out there with Jordan. And it's Claxton in at the 4. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Puts it up off the inbound. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Beverly.
When he's not shooting threes, you'll find Patrick Beverly at the rim.
Harden outside. And the rejection by Zubats. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. And here they go. Yes, that goes in. 11 points for Leonard.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
Here is Harden. Brown outside. Back to Harden. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Nets lead by 9.
And Harden's such a creative scorer, especially when he gets in close to the basket.
Morris with the bucket.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Harden outside. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
A beast on the dribble drive. You see Kawhi right there, undeterred by contact.
Brooklyn leading by 5. Here's Harden on the wing. Defended by George. Harden the pass to Jordan. Out to Harris. Off target with his 3. The Clippers have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Cast or anything more than that.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
So for the Nets, Durant comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And Irving subbed in for Bruce Brown. And the Clippers with a change here, too. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Morris. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. He really got after him in the huddle. He said, look, you can rest after the game. You got to put it all out there if you want to win this one. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, David. Now, here is George. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Cousins, the pass to George. Rebound, Brooklyn. KD's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harden finds KD in the corner. Irving with it. It's Harden with the drive. No good. He's made 9 of 15, shooting an even 60%. Leonard, the shot's good on the assist by George. George has got assist number 8 here in this one already. And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Irving passes to Harden. They need this one. Harris trying to get free. And the jam by Harden.
And this is what great players do. Harden understanding how to deliver in a big moment.
Here's George. Leonard trying to break free. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Paul George.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter.
And I would not be surprised to see them double him up here.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're behind by 3. 1:35 left in the 4th quarter. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, James Harden.
He deserves a lot of credit, but the D they played on him deserves a little bit of the blame as well. Even when he got hot, they didn't do enough, I don't think, to try and cool him off. And They've been passive when they've needed to be aggressive, and boy, did he make them pay.
Now, here's George. Shooting foul. The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Now here's Harden. Durant in the corner. Three-pointer. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And the Nets lead by 7.
Beautiful catch and shoot from Kevin Durant. He's one of those guys that can do it consistently every night.
Here's Morris. It counts. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
Outside Durant. From the arc. With the tip. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they tighten up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
And it's George missing. And the Nets with possession here. 7-point differential. Harris finds Durant. Back to Harris. Pass to Jordan. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. There's Jackson with the 3. Off target. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. Bravo, all right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to... The lights of downtown and the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving is out there with Harden. Then it's Jordan. Then it's Durant. And it's Harris in at the small forward. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. 5 on the clock. It's Harden with the drive. The shot's good. And the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
Well, I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking.
Wow. Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg. Believe me.
My
confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
Harden scanning the floor. Here's KD. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Back to Lillard. The three. Kept alive.
Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
Harris outside. The tray. Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Here's Durant. Rebound by Nurkic.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
And here's McCollum for three. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Yeah, the vision's one thing, but the timing also helps. Lillard prepared to get the ball to his teammate.
Harden inside the three-point line. Misses off the left iron.
I saw a green light there, but he's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
And McCollum has done a lot to improve his impact on the defensive end. Very active with his hands and how he challenges shots.
Well, the blocks numbers last year jumped up a bit. That's kind of a nice indicator of what you're talking about, GA. And he just doesn't get tired. And if he can give some more on the defensive end like he's shown, that's going to help out the team.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Brown the pass to Griffin. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
The inside game of Griffin very polished and superb at getting into a position where he can cash in.
To the inside. Kanter, high post. 1:53 left to play in the first quarter. And it's Griffin with the rebound. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. They trail by one. A floater. Green finds Irving. High post try. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Nice mid-range, Jay. Automatic, it looks like, for Kyrie Irving right now.
Brown against McCollum. And that one is good.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Irving, good.
You got to stay in front of Kyrie Irving at all times. Yeah, I said it here from the sidelines. Try doing it out there on the floor.
McCollum against Brown. And it's McCollum off the drive. He gets it in there. McCollum's got 7. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
On the wing, Harris. Outside, Green. On the wing, Brown. Back to Green. Covington with the steal. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. McCollum, no good.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Trailblazers. And earlier we spoke with Kevin Durant about surviving the...
How can we be the best version of ourselves?
Well, Durant may not be the in-your-face type of player, Greg, but he gets the message across for sure.
He's not going to yell at you. He's going to show you how it's done and expect that you're as committed to winning as he is.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
Yeah, they were going right at the opponent here and forcing their hand. I mean, like literally making them foul them.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. We've got Durant, Harden out there with Brown, and it's Green, and it's Claxton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Green slams it in.
And while his ability to score gets so much attention, Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
Simons, the pass to Carmelo. No good on the three. Brooklyn trailing. Durant with it. Now Anthony defending. It's deflected. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Simons, guarded by Harden. Passes it to Simons. Kicks it out to Jones. Simons, the pass to Giles. 4 on the clock. The pass to Claxton. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Simons, the pass to Carmelo. And Jones has it in the corner. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
Harden, the pass to Claxton. Green in the post. Got it. Good job in the low post. Green's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Anthony, the pass to Simons. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Blake Griffin comes in for Green. Joe Harris is checked in for Bruce Brown. And Irving subbed in for James Harden. Trailblazers trail by 3.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Floats it up there for Nurkic. And stolen by Jordan. Here's Irving. For 3, Harris. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
Lillard against Irving. And he can't bank that one in. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on an 11-2 run. Here's Durant. Portland grabs the miss.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Here's Covington. Nice D from Griffin. 2 for 1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. 8-point game. Nurkic in the post. He's against Jordan. Durant down low. They get it again. The second effort. No good. His 5th missed shot from the field. He's made 3. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up.
just more and more complete appreciation for how complete the offensive game of Damian Lillard is.
The Trailblazers shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with. Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Irving for three. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with us. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter under.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period. Thanks for joining us.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's Powell in at the three, the small forward. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with.
Damian doesn't need a lot of time to get a shot off and found some space there.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
Harden dishes to Jordan. No good on the shot. And it's Portland the other way. Inside. Back to Hollis-Jefferson. Lillard against Irving. Again the miss by Lillard.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Trailblazers trail by 6. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Cullen passes to Nurkic, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's on Kevin Durant.
Nurkic, another talented player from Europe, playing in Croatia before coming over to the NBA, and the international game continues to make an impact on how it's played here.
Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Portland. And then for Brooklyn, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Brown in for Kyrie Irving. Harden's shot is good. Harden's got his second basket of the game.
And one of the most creative scorers the league has to offer. Harden specializes in sinking those tough shots.
Lillard outside. To the middle. It's tipped. Stolen by Harden. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone.
At 7 feet tall, Nurkic, not easy to get around. That time throws that one away.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Simons, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Griffin's checked in. Trailblazers trail by 6. It's Powell on the wing. No good that time. Great D that time from Green. Harden right side. Drains it from 17 feet out. Harden's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nets.
I mean, how many spots on the floor is Harden not effective from? I'll tell you, not many.
Here's Lillard. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Harden the pass to Claxton. Feeds it to Griffin. The Nets working the ball around now. Here's Claxton. Covered by Lillard. Claxton no good. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Back to Lillard. Nails the wide open jump shot. Lillard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
What a great option he gives them on every possession.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
For the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Giles comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Derek Jones in for Lillard. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Green.
You know, and with how deliberate he can be, Harden still can surprise defenders with that burst, that underrated vertical that he possesses.
Anthony, the pass to Simons. Kicks to Kanter. Here's Giles. Lock at 6. And Kanter throws it down.
Well, the size, length, and power of Kanter on full display that time.
Harden with it. Kanter covered. Outside Irving. Griffin passes to Harden. Harris outside. Here's Claxton. Irving looking over the floor. Banked in off the glass. Irving's got 6.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Simons. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. The rebound by Harden. Goes up at the stripe, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. And now it's a 10-point Nets lead.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then there's Irving. And it's Jordan in at the 5. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day, who is my favorite? You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
Jordan finds Harden. From outside, off the mark.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself or whiffing a bit on that one.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Now here's Durant. Harden outside. Durant feeling it out a bit. Wide open look. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Shoots off the step back, and Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Covington kicks to Kanter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And truth is, Kanter is a fairly high percentage shooter inside, sometimes better in this case to send him to the line.
Norman Powell's checked in for Derek Jones. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Brooklyn.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Now Harden, right side Durant. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Yeah, can you add that one to Durant's ongoing highlight reel? Thank you very much.
Pass to Covington. Back to Lillard. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Just 5 on the clock. Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
McCollum with a great job using the screen, deadly either shooting or passing. Just a great job of reading things and action off the pick.
Chalk up 2 there.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Nobody near Lillard. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Nets leading by 12. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Harden the pass to Green. Dishes to KD. Back to Green. And it falls over the rim and in. Green's got the lead up to 14 now for the Nets.
Yeah, Kevin knows when he can score, so he waits to make sure that somebody else doesn't have a better shot before he does that. Good play there.
McCollum kicks to Cantor. Pass to Lillard. Right side, Covington. Back to Lillard. Rebounded by the Nets.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Nets.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for James Harden.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And the Nets making a change here as well. Harris is checked in.
This is what you're going to get with Lillard. He's a gunner, and right now he's gunning from deep range.
34 seconds left in the game. Pass to Durant. Shoots over Nurkic. Lillard with the rebound.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. And a wide open look for McCollum off the mark. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it. We are...
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Looking now at the lineup for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Clippers, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Zubac in at the 5.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Powell for 3. It's hauled in by Beverley. Now the Clippers with it. A 3 from Leonard. And that one is off. Now Lillard. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That is his first foul of the game.
That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
McCollum finds Lillard. No good on the triple.
Boy, having a hard time making shots. Just 1 for 4 to start this game.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Back to Lillard. Now the pass to McCollum. Here's Lillard, stolen by Zubac. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's George. It's good.
Well, just solid work in the painted area. Paul George, quality look, excellent decision.
The Trailblazers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. McCollum passes to Lillard. To the paint. Here's Nurkic. It's good.
And there's no doubt that Lillard is a pure scorer. But it's good to see him focus on his passing, wanting to make his teammates better.
Now, here is George. Uses the glass to finish the layup. George has got 6. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
George looking over the floor. Dishes it to Morris. That shot no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. The 3 from McCollum. Trailblazers keep it alive.
Robert Covington is as competitive as it gets, and he gets to the window there.
George dishes to Leonard. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. And it's George missing.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Off target from outside. The Clippers trail. Here's Leonard. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
George against McCollum. Back to Nurkic. 6 to shoot. Lillard with it. And the layup's good off the glass. He has 6.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Here's George. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
That's phenomenal athleticism on the drive. Paul George just sprints past everyone with ease.
Lillard finds McCollum. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. This one for 3. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Yeah, quick thinking wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
McCollum passes to Lillard. Jacks up a 3, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. A good close contest so far as we finish the first. And before the game, we talked to Damian Lillard. You know, Greg, he is...
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
On the floor for Portland, they've got Giles, also Enes Kanter out there. Jones is out there with Anthony, and it's Simons in at the 1. Now here's Kennard. From deep three-point range, and Kanter pulls it down.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Outside Anthony. Pass to Kanter. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Kanter's got the lead up to 7 now for the Trailblazers. Jackson looking it over. It's deflected.
Encouraging to see Kanter trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Enes.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Man's checked in. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the 1 pick or the 2nd pick. I think that's good for the players and the fans. You don't want anyone rooting for you to lose.
No, absolutely not. Jackson from long range. Can't get the tip in. Trailblazers leading by 5. Here's Anthony. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Reggie Jackson.
You know, he's so tough to defend without fouling. Melo puts the defenders in tough spots.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Portland. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. Down low, here's Batum. That's tipped. And now Portland on the break. Jones is running. A second chance effort. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
You know, that's just the power and strength from Anthony. Able to take the hit and still play through it.
The Trailblazers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Now here's Kennard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Excellent D from Kanter.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And the shot is good. And now an 11-point Trailblazer lead.
And give McCollum credit. It's big for his confidence when he's able to muscle these shots in.
Here's Kennard. Makes it off the glass.
Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cup. Nicely done.
For Portland, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. And here's McCollum. He's got 5. Jones looking for an opening. He dishes it to McCollum. The 11-footer. That one wide left.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Oh, nice defense there by Anthony, creating the transition opportunity. Terrific heads-up play.
Kennard against McCollum. Cousins hangs, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Here's Simons. He's still scoreless so far in this one. The Clippers grab the miss. Batum passes to Cousins. Outside for Batum. 55 seconds left in the first half. Goes back up. And it's Portland with the rebound. Cantor's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's McCollum. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. McCollum's got the lead up to 11 now for Portland. LA's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Jackson passes to Mann. The dish to Batum. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Shot clock at 5. Kennard against McCollum. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Powell, the pass to Lillard. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points, staying active even after the shot goes up.
Here's George. And so it's Portland looking at a... Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. The period came to a close with them. Thanks for joining.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Paul George really making a difference here.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Paul George. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Beverly in at the point. Now, here's Beverly. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Powell, no one around him, and it's good off the back rim and in. Powell's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Trailblazers. Inside. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Beverly.
Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
McCollum dishes to Lillard. And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. And a switch here also for Portland. Little, he's checked in for McCollum. Now, here's Nurkic. Here's Lillard. And the rejection by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And here's Leonard from three. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Leonard's got his second bucket of the night.
Let's remember, in college, just a 25% three-point shooter, but Kawhi Leonard, he makes a weakness a strength.
The offensive rebound, Nurkic. Back to Powell. That's tipped. Right side, Covington. Tries again. The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
To the middle, here's Morris. Puts the move on, and it's good on the layup. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered, and Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Now, here's Lillard. 6 points for him. And he converts the layup. Lillard's got 8 points.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Zubac. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. The rebound by Paul George.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
It's good. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching. And I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s. But I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. And now Portland on the break. Covington kicks to Lillard. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Trailblazers leading by 10. In the corner, Powell with it. Pass to Little. To the inside. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Terrific activity from Paul George. Sticks his long arms in and mucks up the passing lanes.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard, right side. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. The shot by George, wide open. Hits it from three-point range. George has got 11.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Lillard outside. And then Lillard slams it in.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
And so it's Portland ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, we've got Damian Lillard. Norman Powell is out there with Giles. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Little in at the 2 guard.
Ooh, finally hitting one from range. That's his first 3 of the night.
Lillard against Jackson. Kicks it to Cousins. Shoots over Cantor. Pulls it up. No good off the back of the rim. Trailblazers leading by 12. They push it up 4 on 3.
Tremendous effort getting the steal, then getting the ball up the court.
It amazes me how quickly you can change ends. You've got to be prepared to sprint the floor.
Lillard against Jackson. Now, here's Lillard. T right on him. Takes a shot at the elbow. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
The Trailblazers shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. So both teams making some changes here. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Jones, the pass to Cantor. 6 on the shot clock. That one drops for him. And the Trailblazers lead by 14.
Elite offensive rebounder from the moment he stepped between the lines. Enes Kanter, that is a strength of his game.
Outside Jackson. And the 3 off target.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Then this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
It's deflected.
Wow, Patrick Beverly, barely 6 feet. Send it back, young Patrick.
Kennard's shot is off. Trailblazers leading by 14. And here's Anthony from the arc. But they get it back. Kicks it out to McCollum. Back to Giles. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Giles has got his first points of the night.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's good from Beverly. And Los Angeles with some changes. Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Jackson.
Boy, Patrick Beverly, what a pleasure this guy is to watch. The level of competitiveness, the commitment to the defensive end. Man, he can raise the team.
McCollum, no good.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Jones against George. From deep. They get it back. Kicks it out to Leonard. George against Jones. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. From downtown, Jones, no luck. Clippers trail by 14. Leonard with no one around. George, and George able to finish.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Trailblazers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Damian Lillard.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, an all-star willing to do all kinds of dirty work on the offensive end. Kawhi mixing it up.
And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Cantor finds Anthony. And here's McCollum for 3. The Clippers grab the miss. And it would take divine intervention for them now to get back in it.
Yeah, I'd have to say, guys, I don't think the man upstairs is really focused on the comeback.
And this is a shot Paul George makes consistently, right? When he's in rhythm, he's ready to fire off the bounce.
Here's McCollum. Here's Anthony. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
They seem to concede that shot, and his response is, thank you very much.
George, that's a two-pointer. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. And so it's Portland winning this one.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Staples Center, downtown Los Angeles, and the freeways of LA, all painting the picture just where we... And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Harden. Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Beverly in at the 2 spot. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players. But you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Here's Leonard. Morris trying to free himself up. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, just a terrific job of just staying with it. Nice.
Irving looking over the floor. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
George against Harden. Shoots from 8. The shot by George, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Harris, no good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
And Irving with the basket on the assist by Harris.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Oh, Morris in position. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Inside, here's Beverly, 13 feet away. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Harden with it. On the wing, Harris. Here is Harden. Shot clock at 6. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on George.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively, but quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
Harden outside. Up top, Durant, defended by Batum, and that one's good. Green.
Would have been impossible for KD to miss his teammate there. He was wide open.
Jackson looking around. Shoots over Brown, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Pass to Brown. Passes to Durant. Green in the post. Kennard covering. And Green slams it in.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Harden against Rondo. Down low. Cousins inside. Brown on him. No good from Cousins.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Come on. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. And then for Brooklyn, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. And it's Kyrie Irving in for James Harden. Jackson misses. And KD's got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. Here's Irving. Cousins pulls it in. There's the steal. It's Durant with the drive. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, you know, you're kidding yourself if you think Durant is going to back down from the opponent. Man, what a strong finish there.
Now here's Jackson. Gets it off. And so the first quarter is in the books. Nets out in front. They're up by 5. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes for...
this game, it's a physical game.
You know this, it takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Nets?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batuma's out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Mann in at the 3 spot. Here's Irving. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Kennard against Brown. Kennard the pass to Cousins. A rebound by the Nets. Left side, KD. And he makes that one.
Boy, being able to score from any place on the court makes Durant a space creator for his team. I mean, it's not just inside. It's not just threes. It's that mid-range game, too.
Here's Jackson. Sinks that one from the post. Jackson's got his third basket of the night.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Here's Irving. A beautiful reverse layup.
It sure was textbook, and Irving is fantastic in the screen roll. A solid decision maker in these sets, and he also can put it in the basket himself if he needs to.
Jackson dishes to Cousins. Nifty move. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
Here's Morris. It doesn't go for him. The Nets go the other way with it. And Harris wide open. He shoots. They get it back.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
And George, here we go. And Jordan sends it back. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Harden against Rondo. And the rejection by Zubac.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Morris comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Rajon Rondo.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. .102 left in the second quarter. Here's George. And he banks in the layup.
And George is very capable at knocking down difficult shots. I mean, because of his size and stroke and ball handling and his added strength, he's able to shoot over good defense and knock them down.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
The Nets with the lead. And here's Harden. 46 seconds left to play in the first half. And the Nets miss again. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. And he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got his second basket of the night.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Here's Harden. And good that time. And the Nets lead by 1. 17 seconds left now here in the second. Now Leonard. And there's the pass to George. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were always within striking distance. 5 points. And that's a wrap with the third quarter.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got DeAndre Jordan, Harden out there with Irving, and it's Durant, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. Brooklyn trailing. Irving attacking, and the dunk by Jordan.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
George looking over the floor. Leonard the pass to George. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
I love the activity. George is not just a perimeter player, folks. You can depend on him down low, too.
Harden kicks to Jordan. Outside Irving. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Just 5 to shoot. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4. Stolen by Harden. Here's Durant, and then Durant with the dunk.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
George finds Zubats. Off target at the rim. For Brooklyn, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And now a 3-point Brooklyn lead. Morris dishes to Beverly. Back to Morris. Outside for George. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
Outside for KD. That 3 off the mark.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Beverly, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Irving scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Outside for Jackson. Jackson is doubled. Back to Kennard. And it's off from 3-point range. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third. No good from Irving. The Clippers trail.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the players, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
Kennard up top, guarded by Harris. Harris against Kennard. Drops in the layup for two. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Irving passes to Durant. Takes the 13-footer. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Los Angeles. Kennard on the wing. Guarded by Harris. Here's Okuru. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Griffin inside. Zubac defending. They get it again.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Irving kicks to Harris. Back to Irving. A 3-ball. And the Nets miss again. Here's Kennard. The rebound by Jeff Green.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Man in at the 2. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Morris passes to Man. Lays it up and banks it in. Man's got the lead up to 3 now for the Clippers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Lays it up off the glass.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Boy, time to tighten it up on defense. A stop here would be huge.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Leonard against Durant. Leonard draws the double. Pass to Zubac. Out to Morris. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Boy, in a game this snug, you can ill afford to commit those kinds of turnovers.
DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for the Clippers. And then for Brooklyn, DeAndre Jordan comes in for Blake Griffin. And Nicholas Claxton subbed in for Jeff Green.
Harden's ball handling is absolutely off the chain insane. I mean, easily carving up the defense. Superb control. Got it on the string.
Rondo against Harden. Out to Morris. Over to the wing. Harden against Rondo. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's KD. And that one hits back iron. The Clipper shooting has been terrific. 54% on the game. Leonard with no one around. Drilled from 11 feet out. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Rajon Rondo. And the Nets also making a change. Harris is checked in. Harden, that's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Outside, George. At basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
Harden scanning the floor. Harden draws the double. Harris outside. Harden outside. Outside Jordan. Yep, that one goes in there.
This is not unfamiliar territory for Harden. He is used to being the go-to guy, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 1. There's a minute 47 left to play here in the 4th. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Boy, George so long in all limbs, arms and legs. He covers a lot of space in short bursts of time because of it.
Outside, KD. That one falls.
No stage too big for KD. If you need a basket, he's your man.
George passes to Leonard. Unloads from 13. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Strong work at that end of the floor. Leonard on the wing. Takes a 3. The shot misses. Leonard's gone 2 for 6 from the floor so far. Irving finds Harden. And there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Cousins.
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden right now.
41 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's George, and it's blocked by Jordan.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Second chance shot. George, no good. And the Nets with possession here. They've given up just 8 points in the 4th quarter. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
In the corner, Irving with it from outside the arc. He can't get that one to fall. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for That's a look from earlier on as the Nets head to the locker room. They're in no mood to let this game get away. And the injury reports for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in its center locking down the middle. And for the Nets, we've got Harden. Durant is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Harris, and it's Irving in at the shooting guard position. McCollum against Irving. Now here's McCollum, guarded close. 2 on the clock. Three-pointer, Lillard. That shot is off. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
And last season, Lillard doing more playmaking than prior years, a career high in assists for him.
Well, we all know that Dame can score whenever he wants to. This team is better when he's setting others up. Lillard knows that. I expect him to continue to spread the ball around.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
Pass to Irving. Launches it. No good on that one. And a wide open look for McCollum. His three-pointers off the mark. Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Harris wide open. He shoots. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Oh, they get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be given.
McCollum with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Ooh, what body control from McCollum. This guy's just a scorer. He takes on all comers.
Pass to Harris. Passes it to KD. Shoots the three. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
They're struggling here early. 1 for 5 now. The D has them bottled up so far.
And so here's Portland. And a deep three from Lillard.
Gotta admire the speed of Harden. I mean, he looks locked in on defense, especially with how he can test these shots.
And Portland making a change here. Cantor's checked in. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Lillard against Harden. And it's Harden slamming it down.
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
Lillard finds McCollum. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like John Moran, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific play.
Out of bounds.
3 terrific kids. You're right.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Green, he's checked in for Durant, and it's Brown in for Irving. And Portland with a change here, too. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. And Lillard kicks to Anthony. Lillard against Harden.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
But you're exactly right. I mean, that's the kind of shot you're trying to work for at the offensive end.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
McCollum right side. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. McCollum's got his second basket of the night.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Well, it's a matter of pride and a matter of each side trying to seize control of this game right now.
Here's Harden. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
I mean, you have to really admire the skill set that Harden has. I mean, in just handling the ball, he's decimating the D with his number of moves.
Lillard surveying the D. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Puts it up from 12. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Brown. Harden's got 8 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Lillard is phenomenal at penetrating to the bucket with his speed, athleticism, difficult to slow down.
Harris finds Harden. Outside Jordan, and the wide open shot from Green. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We've got more NBA.
When I'm training in the summer,
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
We've got Brown. Joe Harris is out there with Green. Then there's Griffin. And it's Harden in at the 1 spot. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's McCollum. 2 points. That one goes. McCollum's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
This guy's just a gamer. McCollum, I mean, he really embraces taking on the defense and finding a way to finish.
Here's Brown. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Simons, the pass to McCollum.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Out to Harris. From deep, Green. The offensive rebound. It's tipped. It's stolen by Anthony. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And the basket by Jones.
Well, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Harden the pass to Griffin. Cantor against Harris. It's Harden with the drive. It's stolen by Jones. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
This is who McCollum is, someone who's ready to fire as soon as the ball touches his hands.
Here's Irving, and the Nets miss again.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper. And, you know, Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers' rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he could carve a rollout on this team.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And Simon's a bit undersized at that two-guard position, only 6'3", but a natural 2 with playmaking ability.
Ultimately, this team wants him to be a scoring threat off the bench. I mean, have him come in violent from outside. He's got a lot of work to get to that point, though.
And the Nets making a change here. Jordan's checked in. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Jones. Lillard comes in for McCollum. And it's Little in for Anthony Simons. And Portland with the ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. To the middle. Here's Nurkic. Takes it out to Covington. Lillard outside. 5 to shoot. A second chance effort. The shot, no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. KD with it. Lillard picks him up. Durant drawing the double team. Taken away by Anthony. And now Covington running the floor all by himself. And it's Lillard missing.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he blows the finish.
And the pass to Claxton. Irving against Covington. Claxton. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Robert Covington picks one up. The Nets shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
That one is no good. Here's Nurkic. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Lillard. A putback. Anthony dishes to Lillard. And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That is his first foul of the game. Norman Powell's checked in for a little. No good on the quick 3.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
On kicks to KD. Feeds to Jordan. Nurkic with the block.
His coaches and teammates like this type of energy. Nurkic demonstrating that he could be an anchor on the defense.
And it's sent back by Irving. Covington finds Nurkic. Another shot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the evening. And both free throws good for Nurkic.
Wow, the toughness and the edge Nurkic provides, it's awesome. A physical big man. He makes an impact on both ends of the floor.
Here's Harden. And he uses the glass on the layup. Harden's got 10 points in the game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And that'll do it for the first half. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is the first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They only had a couple of rough stretches. And that does it for our...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
On the court for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward. From past the arc, the rebound by Harden.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Irving passes to KD. Back to Irving. That's good, and it's KD with the assist. And the Nets lead by 1.
And the feel Irving has for the mid-range game, effective at working this area of the court.
McCollum outside. Back to Lillard.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks. But this is not the start they wanted coming out of the break. 0 for 3 so far, and they're not playing with much intensity.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Lillard outside. A 3 from McCollum. Knocks down the 3-ball. McCollum's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers.
And sometimes McCollum is automatic from there. You can't give him the shot if you're the D.
Irving passes to KD. Shoots over Nurkic. Outside for Durant. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Durant's got his second bucket tonight.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. Now, that makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
Lillard with it, picked up by Harris. And here's McCollum for 3. The Trailblazers with the new shot clock. Powell inside. He's covered by Irving. Lillard outside. McCollum kicks to Lillard. Second shot opportunity. Rebounded by the Nets.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Basket counts.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Trailblazers trail by 4. Now, here's Lillard looking to get it going. Here's Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
Now, when you see the hard-working mentality of Nurkic, I mean, love how assertive he is on the offensive boards.
Harden dishes to Durant. There's the triple. No good. Now Portland takes it the other way.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
What a player. Durant making difficult finishes. Looks second nature. Nothing gets to this guy.
For Portland, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Back to McCollum. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Here's Irving. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Damian Lillard.
Irving isn't afraid of getting physical inside, showing big-time strength to pick up the foul.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Blake Griffin comes in for DeAndre Jordan. And it's Green in for Harris. Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. McCollum outside. Outside, Jones. McCollum outside. Clock at 6. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. McCollum's got 14 points.
Love seeing McCollum bail his team out. So cool under pressure. Doesn't let the slow shot clock get to him.
Griffin passes to Harden. It's stolen by Jones. And the layup's good off the glass. Now just a 2-point Nets lead.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
30 seconds left here in the third quarter. And the Nets miss again.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
For the tie, and Nurkic finishes inside. He has 6.
And at 280 pounds, I mean, Nurkic is difficult to deter, even when you hit him. I mean, he's just so strong.
Harden uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Nets lead by 2.
Challenging the bigger defender, cutting him down to size with that one.
Oh, that's a tough shot. I mean, you have to have confidence in your abilities to even take it.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Nets up 2. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Control the pace. Get it to the right guy at the right time. These requirements top the list if you're a good point guard.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Kyrie Irving is out there with Harden. And it's Durant. And it's Green. And it's Griffin in at the center. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's Simons. And it's Irving with the rebound. Nets leading by 4. And the jam by Harden.
I love seeing that kind of unselfishness. Irving has proven to be a sensational teammate.
Trailblazers shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Here's Simons, covered by Irving. Simons, the pass to Carmelo. Shot clock at 6. Just his first attempt. Connects, the jumper drops.
And Anthony, really one of the most confident jump shooters. An elite level scorer who gets plenty of opportunities.
Harden outside. Here's Durant. And the layup falls. KD's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets.
Strange game for him. Barely made any noise in the first half, and here in the second, he's been everywhere.
Simons surveying the D. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. First one falls for him. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And a switch here also for Portland. McCollum's checked in. Nets leading by 4. Harden outside. Trying to get open is Irving.
Ferocious player on the offensive end. Harden is fantastic at staying aggressive, actively looking for a shot.
And Portland with the ball. Anthony right side. Banked in off the glass.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Coach trusts him to make winning plays down the stretch. I mean, because he's shown that ability time and time and time again.
And Harden with the stop.
Athleticism Harden possesses is scary. I mean, he's constantly driving toward the basket for these dunks.
They double team McCollum. Pass to Simons. To the paint. Here's Cantor. Rebounded by the Nets. Outside, Irving. That one good for 2. And now an 8-point Nets lead.
One of the best point guards in the league, getting inside and finishing. Kyrie Irving.
McCollum outside. No good that time. For Brooklyn, they've gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the 4th. A perfect 6 for 6. And that one good.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
We talk about killer instinct all the time. He definitely has it. He's keeping his foot on the pedal here.
And it's McCollum off the drive. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
And McCollum is remarkably quick. Love seeing him put it on the deck and finish at the rim.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Some changes for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Kevin Durant in for Green. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Giles. Powell, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
I love the aggressive mentality. Irvin is terrific at pouncing on any available lane to the basket.
Here's Lillard, and Lillard throws it down.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
No, but his teammates love that kind of energy, fellas. I mean, dunks like this demonstrate leadership.
Outside, KD. Pulls up on the wing. Off the left rim and out. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Trailblazers. 8-point game.
And Lillard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
Basket here, and this game may be all over.
Yeah, but the main priority, Kevin, has to be taking care of the basketball and using the clock.
Here's Harden, and he banks in the layup. And the Nets lead by 8.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up the score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
And Lillard throws it down.
And don't sleep on Lillard's vertical. When he's going strong to the bucket, he's capable of throwdowns like these.
20 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Well, this one is winding down now. Brooklyn can watch the clock run out. Jordan dishes to Harris. Back to Jordan. Pass to Harden. He kicks to KD. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting... Welcome, everyone, to the NBA and the Clippers starting five. We've got Reggie Jackson. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in a shooting guard. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Now here's McCollum. Nurkic finds McCollum, lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by Zubac.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
George with the ball. Now Covington defending. The Blazers on offense. We have an awesome backcourt battle tonight, Steve. Let me ask, are we in a guard-centric league right now?
We are, Kevin. I mean, we've always had great guards, and they lead you through championships with their leadership and their play, along with the big guy. But what's happening right now, Kevin, the big man is playing like a guard. The skill level of these 7-footers to be able to shoot threes, dribble, pass. So it does seem like a guard-centric league right now because everybody can play that position.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Count that one.
I mean, call him a combo guard to whatever. McCollum is a scorer first and foremost, and when he puts it on the deck, young fella is going to the hoop.
Now here is George, and George with this stuff.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Nobody near Lillard. Drops in the tray.
And this is peak Dame. Rising, firing, one of the more confident shooters we have in our game.
Jackson, that falls. Nice feed that time from George.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Outside Covington. It's Powell on the wing. Nurkic trying to get open. The shot by Powell, no good. The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. McCollum against Leonard. Passes it to Morris. Kicks it out to Leonard. Puts up a 3. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's rebounded by Covington.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And the basket by McCollum.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
George against McCollum. And George, here we go. Nurkic with the block. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. The shot by Powell, no good. Clippers trail by 5. And here's George for 3. Another miss for him, now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. And so Lillard will bring it up for Portland. The shot by Powell, no good.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Leonard with the ball, now defended by McCollum. And it's George again missing.
I don't know how many shots he's missed this quarter, but they're going to have to find offense from someone else.
Covington, and the dunk by Covington.
You know, often we think of Dame as a scorer first, but they're reminding us of his great ability to pass the rock.
Now here is George. Powell with the steal. And here again, the Trailblazers in transition. Up the court they go. McCollum finds Nurkic. Portland moving the ball around. Lays it up off the glass.
This isn't a tough case to crack. If they want to put an end to this run, they'll need to start getting back on D.
Outside, George. And he gets it to go.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
Lillard against Jackson. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Shot clock at 5. McCollum, no good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Good if it goes. Wow, huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him after.
I think it comes from being a...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for Portland guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
So for the Clippers right now, We've got Patrick Beverly. Kennard is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Cousins in at the center, locking down the middle.
You know, there's always going to be room in this league for guys like Luke Kennard. He can shoot, he can pass it, and he can put it on the floor. Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully, he can stay healthy this go-around.
Lillard attacking. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy. And Kennard's moving into the starting lineup for the first time last season.
And to add to that, he had a larger role offensively. And at the same time, his efficiency increased. That's a good sign.
And the rejection by Cousins.
He is so reliable. DeMarcus making a play and making it look easy.
And Portland making a change here. McCollum's checked in. And the Clippers making a change here as well. Mann's checked in. Now here's Beverly. Defense is right there. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Cousins. Trailblazers shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. McCollum outside. The 15-footer, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Skilled, crafty. McCollum is a finely tuned scoring machine.
Jones against Kennard. The pass to Beverly. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
Anthony kicks to McCollum. Pass to Simons. Back to McCollum. Kicks it out to Jones. Looking for Anthony and gets it there.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
Kennard, the pass to Cousins. Over Jones. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game, because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant. And
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great, great human being.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing. And his defense, always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Powell, he's checked in for Derek Jones. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Nurkic finds Covington, and the dunk by Covington.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
Leonard against McCollum. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Leonard.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Lillard dishes to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Down low. Stolen by Jackson. He's got a clear path. Here's Mann. Lays it in off the breakaway. Now just a 2-point Portland lead.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And if you really want to make things hard on yourselves, this is exactly how you do it. Turnovers on back-to-back trips down the floor.
Little, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Rondo passes to Zubats. Leonard on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Good on the shot.
Took him a while to get going, but here in the second quarter, he's found his rhythm.
Lillard with it. He's got 5. To the middle. Here's Covington. Portland no good that time either. Leonard looking around. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Taking a look at the Trailblazers. Kenny, how'd you feel about it?
Man, their fans know how.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Covington against George. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation.
Hate to see that. I know everyone's mind is on the play, but you've got to protect the ball.
Portland leading. Here's Lillard. Stolen by Jackson. And here we go. Powell pulls it in. Trailblazers shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
George against McCollum. George passes to Zubats. A 3. And it's George missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's McCollum. Offensive rebound. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
First trip to the line for him here.
How about up over the 80% mark from the line last year? So he's happy and also consistent there with those numbers.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And then for Los Angeles, Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. Jones checked in for Robert Covington. And a switch here also for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubats. Portland leading by 6.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside, and in transition.
They double-team McCollum. Stolen by George. And Cousins kicks to George. Count that bucket.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft. That or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Trailblazers leading by 6. Here's McCollum. Here's Anthony. Goes back up. That shot missing. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Stolen by Cantor. Left side, Jones. Cantor, high post. Cousins is there. Cantor dishes to McCollum. It's deflected. Pass to Simons. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And the focus Paul George has. Outstanding job finding a way to score on physical defense.
Norman Powell's checked in for Portland. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like it.
I mean, no doubt about it.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Jones finds Lillard. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Batum. Here's Cantor. Kicks it out to Lillard. Back to Cantor. The putback. It's good on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Anthony with the block. It's stolen by Morris. And Morris throws it down.
And not a next-level athlete, but Morris has the ability to face up and beat his man off the dribble.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard the pass to Powell. He feeds it to Cantor. Knocked loose. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Rondo. And he makes good on the layup.
Rondo is a clever player, recognizing how to track down second chance opportunities.
Now Lillard. He's got 7. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Trailblazers lead by... And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. So for the Clippers right now, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's man in at the 3.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense. What a contest this is turning into. Almost like a dunk contest, Kevin.
You're right, Greg. They are really going at it, and it's bound to only get more intense from here on out. Powell, no one around him. The three-pointer, no good.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
Powell against Kennard. The shot by Powell, no good.
His struggles from the field continue, yet they still hold the lead.
Leonard. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Powell, the pass to Nurkic. Hold on!
You got to buckle up on that one.
And uses balance along with fluidity to finish at the rim. Nurkic is a unique big.
And here's Leonard from 3. And Cousins kicks to Kennard. Back to Cousins. Shakes him. And it's good on the way in. Cousins has got 4 this quarter.
As much as today's game is being played on the perimeter, it's good to see Cousins attacking inside.
And here is Powell. Passes it to Lillard. It falls for his 5th field goal tonight. Now shooting 5 for 8.
He's given a great lift to this offense tonight. Very, very efficient.
Leonard attacking. And it goes down 2 points.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Lillard outside. He kicks it to Nurkic. Lillard outside. 5 on the clock. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. Cousins has got 4 rebounds in this game. Kennard, the pass to man. They now take the lead.
And they have scraped and clawed to get back into this thing, just chipping away little by little, and finally now taking the lead.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Portland. Collum comes in for Harry Giant. George is checked in for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, terrific and one on that one. Those are the kind of plays, guys, that win basketball games.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. George looking over the floor. Morris right side. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, important points from Morris. When he's feeling it, he'll step up and take control.
Lillard from outside. The Clippers grab the miss. Cousins has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Morris. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Damian Lillard.
Yeah, that's some physical defense against Morris, who attacks with one of his many moves. And we'll just see what he does here at the line.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Now here's Lillard. Count the basket.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Los Angeles leading by 4. Jackson with it. Dishes to George. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
The all-around game Paul George possesses is so special. His versatility is what makes him so valuable.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
And I don't think they will. The problem is they've waited too long to make a move.
And here's Los Angeles. They're on a 17-6 run. And the wide-open shot from Morris. Off target from 3-point range. And here's Portland. They trail by 6. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
George passes to Zubac. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Zubats has got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers. Stolen by Jackson. Stolen by McCollum. Lillard outside. From deep three-point range, that one's not going to go. So the Clippers with the win. This was a hard, David. Thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks.